Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. I'm Sean Burke, and joining me is Dream Team Coach Nick Elliott, Adam Jones, and the Mile End Meadow Andrew Burke.
Oh, wow!
Where's that come from?
I didn't pile on the pounds over Christmas. Look at me.
I knew you'd take it like that. He was a football player as well. He had his time. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. We upload every week. So, lads, good Christmas, yeah?
Yeah, it's good. I like how you had to say Happy New Year. It's the 10th of January. What would be brilliant is if a footballer had Happy New Year written on, like, you know how it was much more common back in the old days when they had a shirt underneath that had a message on it, and they just had Happy New Year on it. But you know, someone goes on a mad goal drought and it didn't appear till April, and like
Shane Long's got Happy New Year 2007.
Jesse Lingard.
Shane Long, watch out for the Millennium Bug.
The mystery word game is still going. So if you don't want to know what it is, look away now. As much game playing this week with a different cast, we'll see. Andy and Jack are still recovering from their Christmas hangovers. So we've taken a leaf from Jurgen Klopp's book and rolled out the B team. Let's hope it's more of an Everton result than a Villa. Speaking of which, Adam, you are a Liverpool fan.
I am indeed.
2020. Could this finally be your year? And that Everton derby, is this the most one-sided the Merseyside derby has ever been?
I don't like to get too carried away with Liverpool because
it's almost like
shock.
I mean,
backfired on you before.
Exactly right. I mean,
It's weird how it changes on the
Slippy
cameras.
deal.
Upstairs in the office, it's blah blah
Tops
blah.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
no, like I'm a very pessimistic Liverpool fan, and for reasons, obvious reasons. Steven Gerrard slipping, Federico Makeda, do you remember him?
Yeah.
He scored about 2 goals in his Man United career. Both of them pretty much handed him the title over us.
Really?
And then last season, everyone knows we got 97 points and still didn't win the league. So I'm very much keeping my my head below the clouds. In terms of the Everton game, they as a club just need to deactivate straight away because I've never seen a bunch of players with this aura when they go to a ground. It's like I think it's 21 years since they last won there.
the hysteria around Everton following that game, and because that record has just carried on and on.
Curtis Jones was still 2 years away from being born.
Exactly,
The last time that Everton won.
Wow.
He was a glint in someone's eye. Not even that.
Not even that.
No.
But if you consider Origi 96th minute off the bar last season, in December we beat them with we made like 6 changes, we beat them 5-2. Sunday had to be the lowest point of being an Everton fan. Supporting Everton is just absolutely miserable. Like Spurs and Arsenal fans complain, but every single season there seems to be this hope. They spend a bit of money, and then by this time of year, they are religiously linked with Sam Allardyce. No goal for Calvert-Lewandowski either. Kept him quiet, even though he's been on a bit of a hot streak.
I quite like him, but I've seen that Everton fans are absolutely desperate to make him their Trent. Aren't they? They're like, it's one of our lads, and it's like, there's levels, lads. There's levels.
Yeah.
I actually did some digging. I know none of you know about this, but I did some digging about one-sided rivalries. I had a look at a few of them to see which ones would be the most one-sided derbies. Bayern Munich's in the 1860s did appear in quite a few lists. Chelsea and Fulham is quite an interesting one. Played 78 times. Fulham have only won 9 times.
Wow.
7 in the league, twice in the cup. Mexico versus USA.
Oh,
now this was an absolute doozy. Between 1937 and 1980, they met 24 times. Mexico won 21 times. There was 3 draws, and America didn't win once.
Now he's going to build the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Some serious needles.
And to keep it topical, I actually had a look at the Iran-Iraq derby, or the Mesopotamia derby, as you might call it. 16 Iran wins, 6 Iraq wins, 8 draws. But I had found this absolute gem on their Wikipedia page. When there is a Wikipedia page, you can look this up for Iran versus Iraq football rivalry. Really? And it says, the rivalry is not such a football-inspired ill feeling between the two, but more of geography, religion and history.
It's all a facade.
Yeah,
No way.
exactly.
Arsenal beat Leeds in the FA Cup on Monday night in a DT coach derby, a rare occurrence for Nick, our resident Leeds fan and Bielsa enthusiast. Mikel Arteta described Leeds as a nightmare. Yeah, but the student nights are class. Nick, how does it feel to be another victim of an Arteta masterclass?
It was. I enjoyed it. I was there. I was at the Emirates. It was
Oh,
good. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was. I hate to use the phrase "a game of two halves," but you'd be surprised at how often that is very.
It's actually very accurate.
It really felt like the product of an Arteta bollocking.
If it's anything like Pep Guardiola's, which it will be, because Arteta is basically Pep Guardiola in every single facet of his managerial career so far, it'll be like what we saw in the documentary in Man City, when he's just like this, he's just like, guys.
I know, guys. He has got a few Pepisms on the touchline. Arteta. In the first half, when I don't think it's. It's too strong to say that Leeds played you off the park in the first half. That was one of the best halves we've had. I think that was like a mainstream exposure to what I've sort of been going on about. But I can't imagine anything more Bielsa than improving his reputation with a 1-0 loss. That just really gets to the heart of what he is as a character.
Well, as we were speaking about him, Marcelo Bielsa, he is a much fabled manager with quite a reputation for being a bit eccentric. For example, he sits on sort of a bucket during every match. So we're going to play Bielsa's bucket. And in this, this bucket is way too big for this task, but we've put some real Bielsa stories and facts in here, mixed in with some fake ones. I'm going to read them out, and you guys have to guess which are true and which are false. All right, first up. He sometimes holds team meetings in a Costa coffee.
True, I think.
That's true.
That's correct.
Seen the pictures.
In Weatherby,
I
mean, I love the guy, but he'd be terrible husband. He just fully admits he loves football way more than any humans on the earth. So,
he delayed completion of renovations by a week to the Leeds training ground after complaining that the light switches were off centre.
I recall.
I reckon he is OCD, but not to that extent.
I'd say that's false.
It's not football.
I'm going to go true for that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. He's been known to train players until they puke.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Leeds have a little exercise that they do that the players call murder ball.
That's the next question. But yeah, I'll just read it. Every Wednesday, 45 minutes are set aside for a session called Murder Ball. 11v11 with no free kicks and the ball in play constantly. So does it spill out onto the streets? Like, where's that? He featured on a 1999 Argentinian Christmas charity single called Alegría para el Mundo.
It's got to be true.
It's got to be true. That's such a weird line.
Because you've not made that up, Sean. I know if you've made that up, what does that mean?
I made that up.
Did you?
I did.
No way.
What does it mean?
It means joy to the world. When he was manager of Newell's Old Boys, he felt the legs of a sleeping Mauricio Pochettino to determine his footballing ability, with the permission of Poch's parents.
Definitely true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but actually, the full story is he turned up to the Pochettino house in the middle of the night, and he said, "Sorry, Mrs. Pochettino, I need to see your son's legs." And he was sleeping, and he just pulled back the duvet and went, "Yep, that's a footballer."
It's the dankest part of the week. The lads submit a football meme to the Dream Team Instagram page, and you folks get to vote for your favourite. Producer Graz, bring on the memes. Okay, video one from Andrew Butler, I believe.
Yes, this is mine. Right. This is mine. And I am so disappointed by the reaction to it.
Hang on, no spoilers.
Because we upload it, and then essentially it's Arsenal under Unai Emery, and it's an popped bit of popcorn, and then it goes on there, and then they're staying afloat with Arteta.
Too much explanation.
That's what it is.
Too much explanation.
Moving on, next up. Okay.
Oh, this is me.
This is yours, yeah?
My first time, so I thought I'd just go patchworking it with an easy win. And Shrek was on over Christmas.
Good, great.
Festive.
That's good. And next up is Nick's.
Yeah, I also went down the Liverpool B versus Everton route.
Look at that face one.
I mean, obviously it's not the greatest bit of Photoshop work I've ever done.
He's got a crick in his head.
I saw the source and I thought, oh yeah, I don't really know how to go about it, but I've got to get Walcott in there. But yeah, I mean, admittedly from an artistic point of view, it could have gone better.
In third place is Butler.
That's so disappointing. I expected better from everyone.
He's disappointed in you, the audience at home. Let's find out who's first. In second place is Nick, which means in first place on his first go. Adam Jones, well done.
Right, well done.
Shrek 2 memes it is.
Shrek
That's what
2.
2020 's all
I'm going to be
about.
like Sam Allardyce with England, essentially.
Route one.
One from one.
And then
because
that's it.
You'll never see me.
Pints of wine.
This weekend, Spurs take on Liverpool in North London, and Mourinho has wasted no time in getting up to his usual antics, spying on tactics, calling out his own players, and losing football matches. But will Spurs turn up against Liverpool? You didn't seem to think so earlier when we were talking about it, but what do you guys think?
It feels like we've kind of skipped ahead to third season, Jose, already.
Yeah.
Like, usually they get there's a big improvement.
Yeah.
There's kind of
And they win the league.
There's like they win something, or at least they win trophies. Yeah, and then it kind of slowly starts to deteriorate. But it feels like we very, very quickly skipped
Well,
ahead to
third
no
month.
tactics, no plan, falling out with like individual players or.
Mourinho, though, he obviously he was the archetypal party pooper last time Liverpool were leading the title race when Gerrard did slip. He turned up at Anfield with pretty much a load of Chelsea's kids and then just set up shop.
Yeah.
And was just reveling in that role of him being the party pooper. So
He has one kind of like marquee game, like seemingly every season or every kind of 3 or 4 months that people go, yeah, he's still got it, he's a genius. Like when Man United beat Juventus,
Juve,
and the PSG as well.
Yeah.
I can see this one being the one that kind of takes away Liverpool's. Yeah, I think we'll call it an invincible bid rather than a title bid because I think they've won the title by now. So which I wouldn't mind seeing because that's Arsene Wenger's trophy, actually, the invincible trophy.
Yeah,
The
well, I
golden
was just
trophy.
going to talk about that while we're on the topic of it. Do you think it's possible that Liverpool could do an invincible season?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. No, because and I did literally say earlier that I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. But say we win the league by March, right?
With time to spare.
By then, and say we're still in the Champions League at that point, then it makes sense, therefore, to rest players in the league. And I think Liverpool go to City at the end of March, and then they have to play Arsenal and Chelsea towards the end. So if there are multiple priorities going on with Liverpool towards the end of the season, I can see them resting players in the league, and therefore that unbeaten record will go.
Got into not arguments, but discussions with Arsenal fans about this before. For me, Man City getting 100 points is a much better achievement than going the whole season.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The whole season
Agreed,
undefeated, because the whole point of league football, right, is to get as many points as possible. It's not to avoid defeat.
Yeah.
That's not what you. In theory, you could go the whole season undefeated and get relegated if you drew every game. It's about winning games. What Liverpool should be aiming for is to break the 100 point
points.
record.
Yeah.
The fact that they could do both would settle debate once and for all.
Well, the prospect of an invincible Liverpool season is something that might upset some fans in North London. Let's take a look. Hi there. I'm an Arsenal fan, and this is a message for Liverpool Football Club. On behalf of myself and the rest of the fans, please, just lose one Premier League match. I come from a generation of Arsenal fans who began supporting the club in the heyday of the early 2000s, right about the time they used to win the league, coincidentally. While we have fond memories of Wenger's many FA Cups and, of course, winning the league at Old Trafford, the invincible season is the jewel in the crown. Like Mo Salah passing to a teammate, something that's never been done before. And for it to be done by another team, that truly is very impressive. But unfortunately, it makes it a lot harder for us to be smug about it anymore. This is all we have right now. You can still have your trophies and your exciting football, but please, just lose one little match. You're currently 13 points ahead, with a game in hand. I think you've got this. You happen to be playing us in your third last league game of the season. Go on, play the youth team. You did it for Aston Villa, why not us? Please, just think about it. I would say in return we'll let you beat us at Anfield next year, but I don't think you'll need our help somehow. Heartbreaking stuff. But moving on, it is time for the stats game again, where you guys test me with some football facts relevant to this weekend's remaining fixtures. 2 are true and 1 is false. Take it away, fellas.
Everton, and it's about Carlo Ancelotti as well. Everton are the only team that Carlo Ancelotti has faced that he has failed to beat.
In the Premier League.
In the Premier League. Okay, right.
Aston Villa versus Man City this weekend. So injured Wesley, has committed the most fouls in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
But how about this? Raheem Sterling has committed twice as many fouls as missed a tactical foul himself, Fernandinho.
Crystal Palace, the Eagles, are the only team yet to score more than once at home this season.
Oh, some doozies there. I would have thought Raheem Sterling would be like one of the most fouled people in the league. I didn't think he'd be dishing it out.
Is he dishing them out as well?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to say true, false.
Well, you do yours.
Mine is true.
All right. That's one.
Yeah, he's failed. That's 21 out of 22 teams that Ancelotti's beaten
Really?
in the Premier League, apart from Everton.
Mine is true.
Oh. What? What's he doing?
Sterling has committed 24 fouls
Yeah.
and Fernandinho has committed 12.
Oh.
I think the
It's
idea
the high-
basically,
the high
Sterling
foul.
is
Yeah.
doing the tactical fouling up high.
Yeah.
And if you watch him, he does like, none of it's like brutal smashes, it's just like little tugs
Yeah.
and stuff
Just
like
little
that.
nips.
Whereas obviously Fernandinho's had to play a lot of games as a centre-back. Can't really do tactical fouls when you're the only person between you and the opposite and the goal.
That's a red card.
Yeah.
More of a higher price to pay.
So Palace are they're actually the only team to not score more than 2 goals at home.
Oh,
So
right,
they are in theory the worst value for money
Don't go to watch
season
Crystal
ticket
Palace.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
all
Which is
right.
funny because Jack's got a season ticket. So, if you're wondering where he is, he's just thinking about his life decisions.
It's time to look at your weekender teams for this weekend, lads. So that's 1 goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 2 strikers from this weekend's games. Let's have a look. All right.
Who's Nick's teams first?
Here, so we should say that we are now officially doing 1 player from the relegation zone each, and we're only allowed 1 player maximum from Liverpool, Leicester, and City.
Yeah.
So that makes it a bit more difficult.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
I've got Diego Rico as my relegation zone player because Bournemouth have slipped into it. Yeah, he's actually done pretty well in Dream Team this season, so might get a little bit there. Apart from that, I've actually gone for no Liverpool players, even though I do agree that they probably will batter Spurs.
Yeah.
up.
Going on. This is Adam Jones.
Okay.
Here.
Nice. I see what you've done
That's
there.
the Welsh rugby player.
Yeah,
Who's,
yeah.
That's just what our
who's
Google
hogging on my
image
Google
search
space.
revealed.
Um,
You've gone with an Everton player there, I noticed.
Blimey.
We've slated them for about 40 minutes.
okay, it was a little bit of a dream team hack here with Sidibe in that he's been playing as a right winger under Ancelotti. So gets you your defensive points, but is also getting some assists with his nice crosses. So
And then an anti-hack because Everton are rubbish.
yeah. So he'll also obviously concede points when they concede goals.
Foiled.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, hands up.
Who's your player in the relegation zone?
I've forgotten about this.
Oh!
Yeah.
Butler's
Cheating.
throwing him under the bus.
Cheating
Well, no,
already.
we're gonna
No wonder you're in the B team.
We're gonna let's have a live
Yeah,
substitution.
put me on the spot. Put me on the spot. Yeah, apologies about that. That was
This is a weekender first, though. Live substitution.
live
Live
substitution.
substitution.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Gerard Deulofeu. He's going in for Martial.
Okay.
All
right, and finally, Andrew Butler's team.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Great picture. Wow. Really quite similar to Nick. It's the team that Nick wished he'd picked, actually. It's got Diego Rico, Maguire and Rashford are all the same. Mane's in there. Sterling, Aretha Bolaga. I think Chelsea will probably keep a clean sheet against Burnley.
Don't forget to submit your own weekender team. So download the Dream Team app, submit your 7, and you could earn some real money. Just make sure you do it before the weekend's fixtures. Okay, finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The weekender results from the Christmas break. But it's a new year and a perfect time for a change. We're going to say goodbye to the loser board and do away with these little forfeits in favour of a whopper end-of-season punishment. Starting from now, each weekender loss will be added to your tally. Whoever has the most at the season's end does the forfeit. I just hope you're all okay with fire. Let's see the results. All right, Andy, 40 points. What do you think of that? Oh,
pretty
who's
solid,
off that? That was great. Come on.
Remember him kicking off about Stevens, and he was actually livid. He's done all right.
He's done very well.
Done
for him.
all right.
All right, let's move on. Oh, nice
Oh.
work. He's happy with that.
Different
Well
Stevens
done.
doing
Well
the.
done.
Well done.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at that exciting midfield. You
Traore.
pay to watch that midfield.
Oh,
you would,
completely, yeah.
I would have thought Traore would have more points.
Yeah,
actually.
he did, but in the outside of the weekender.
Oh, that's annoying. That leaves Jackie Townsend last up. What's it going to be?
Oh, that defence.
Oh, he's had a rough one there.
Oh dear.
Three players with minus points. Spent over 2 weekends.
Oh, Jack. What would that have been over 1 week?
Right. That is painful, yeah.
So hard luck, Jack. You're the first to lose. We'll see what the mysterious forfeit will be. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as what we were joking about. We might run out of ideas. It could happen.
Fire is free though.
Remember, fire is free. Before we finish, the mystery word. It was said.
Oh.
There were 0 call-outs, but we did get into some pretty good chats, so we were all a bit distracted, I imagine. We had a lot to catch up on. The mystery word was Mesopotamia.
Oh.
Andrew Bunner.
Wrote it down as well.
The Iraq-Iran derby.
Yeah.
You know what? It's because I completely tuned out because I thought it was so boring. I completely tuned out.
That's how he gets you.
Yeah.
That was
That's how he gets you.
this show.
Well, that's all from us, folks. Thank you for joining us on Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. We'll see you again next week.